This week's episode of I Have Today is brought to you by the Spifter. The Spifter is a fun sifting spoon that makes cooking, baking, and decorating with sugars and spices so much fun. No more mess or wasting your spices. It's fast, clean, and easy. Everything looks and tastes delicious. It's also great for straining loose tea, getting pesky broken cork out of your wine glass, and draining liquid off food like olives and capers. Whether you're a novice cook or a gourmet chef, you'll love the results. The Spifter, the kitchen gadget that no kitchen should be without. Hey there, it's Diane Forster, and welcome to I Have Today, the show that inspires, educates, and empowers you through life's transitions. And each week on this show, we talk about relevant topics for you as you journey through your life and go through your own transitions so that you can come out on the other side successful, living a have-it-all life in all areas: love, money, success, and happiness. And sometimes we have guests on the show, and sometimes it's just me in the studio, and we're here today, new setup. We got a fun new setup here, and I am so excited to talk about this topic because this is something that comes up over and over again with my clients, with my followers. It's all over the media, and I personally have dealt with this so much in my life, and that is the topic of how to stop negative thinking. So are you one of those people, like, do you ever hear your thoughts and the way you're speaking about yourself? And how would it feel to change that and stop those negative thoughts? Would that make you happy? And wouldn't you like to know some secret tricks and techniques and keys to make that happen? Well, that's what we're going to talk about this week. That I'm really going to help you understand where they're coming from, what's creating them, and then how you can turn those around and make them work for you. All right. So what I'm going to share with you is how you can stop your negative thinking that's holding you back in your life, so that you can start manifesting abundance in every area. Doesn't that sound great? All right. And I want to invite you to turn off all distractions and stay till the very end, because I have a special gift and offer for you that I want to share for you to really catapult this success. All right. So how this all came to be with me is my own journey, and my story was I had this have-it-all life, like looking to the outside world, that I had everything going on. And if you don't know who I am and you've never heard my story, it's all over my website at dianeforster.com, and I write about it in my book very candidly, that I went from living in a marriage and a relationship that was really unfulfilling and was literally killing me. It was literally eating away at my body to the point where I just couldn't take it anymore, and I attempted suicide one night. And I had a God moment in the bathroom where those pills got knocked out of my hand, and the voice screamed in my ear, "You're not going to end your life this way. This is not where your story ends. You need to go get help so that you can tell your story and you can help others." And I threw up my hands and said, "Well, you need to show me the way, because I don't know how." And I had been living that way for over 2 decades. 2 decades. So I know there are many of you out there that are suffering in silence too. It's called like an invisible disease that you're dealing with, right? And there's shame and guilt and all these emotions that are trapped in there that don't allow you to speak up about what's going on in your life. And I'm telling you right now, that is contributing to your negative thinking, okay? So that was me and my story, and that God moment in the bathroom woke me up, and I reached out for help, and I started developing self-love and self-worth. And through that process, started developing all these processes myself to help me live intentionally every single day, feel empowered, feel worthy, feel loved. And I learned skills on how to stop that negative thinking. And one of the other things I discovered on my path to self-love and self-worth was the power of language too. It was more than just the thinking, it was the way I was speaking too. And what I was manifesting in my life previously was a direct result of not just the thoughts, but the words too. And that's when I discovered the power of mantra meditations and what they were doing for me, for my thoughts and my feelings and my communication. And that's when the massive transition started to happen for me, and the transformation into have it all, get everything you want, abundant life came to be. And what I'm going to share with you today is I'm going to dispel some myths about what you believe about these negative thoughts, and then I'm going to share with you some keys and practical things that you can implement starting today to start turning that around and how to handle that, and then to start creating and manifesting like massive abundance into your life. It's so cool. So the first thing I'm going to share with you is this. Myth number 1. Are you ready? You think there's something wrong with you. You keep saying to yourself, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Why can't I stop these negative thoughts? And I'm here to share with you, there's nothing wrong with you. We start getting imprinted with negative emotions in utero. And actually, it goes beyond that in previous lives. Depends on what you believe. But in utero, we start being that sponge that absorbs all the emotions, the feelings, the energy of others. So if you're in your mother's womb and your mom is fighting with your dad, you are taking in that energy. And here's what happens. We don't even know it. It's not conscious to us. It's going into the subconscious. It's penetrating that way, but it lives in that 90%. So you've seen the picture of the glaciers, and there's only a little tip that's out and then everything is underneath. That's the metaphor for the conscious and subconscious mind. We're only having anywhere from 7 to 30 thoughts in the conscious mind, but everything else is stored in the subconscious, which is about 2 million bits per second. Crazy, right? The big database that's taking it in. Well, all of that is sitting in the subconscious mind, and it's not your fault. It's just stuff that you've taken in from other resources, other people, other people's energies, the environment. So I'm here to tell you there's nothing wrong with you. So that's myth number 1. Myth number 2 is, well, this is the way I've always been, so this is the way I'm always going to be. That's a limiting belief that you're telling yourself, because in your mind, you have believed this is what's normal behavior for you. Why do some people seem to thrive in life and then others just seem to just can't catch a break? Well, that has to do with the way you're thinking and your beliefs about what you're thinking. So those are called limiting beliefs. And again, those are anchored in the subconscious mind. And here's the good news about a belief. You can change it. It's just a thought. Think about what beliefs are. What do you believe about yourself? That you're too old, or you'll never lose weight, or you'll never find love, or you'll never be successful, or you'll never be rich. These are just beliefs. And the good news is you can change those beliefs. So those are 2 myths that I wanted to dispel for you. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you some keys on turning around that negative thinking. Okay. So key number 1 is this. First, you have to create awareness. You need to be aware when your thoughts and your words and your feelings and your actions are moving in a negative direction, okay? So 70% of the thoughts that you have anyway are going to be negative. It's not that you're not going to have them, it's what you do with them. And the first key to making a change is having awareness. So you need to catch yourself when you're saying something or doing something or feeling something or expressing something that is moving you in a direction that you don't want to go. So, for example, if you say, I had a sweet young man that I was working with a while ago, and he had an imprint in his life from his male role model in his life that told him, you suck at life. So he heard when he was young, and it got anchored in, I suck at life. So his negative thinking, anywhere he went and anything that he did would play in his mind, I suck at life. Can you imagine that? So what is the thing that you're thinking? And then you got to be able to catch it in that moment and go, wait, is this really true? For him, he believed it because that was what he was told. And so I worked with him and turned that around to say, you rock at life. You rock at life. And worked that into his mantra meditation that I worked with him on. And guess what he says to himself every single day? Guess what he thinks to himself every single day? I rock at life. I rock at life. And this whole man's world turned around just by changing his negative thinking with that one statement that was overruling his life. So awareness is the key. Create the awareness. And how you do that is, one of the things that I teach in my book is called the EED process, Emotional Energy Diffusers. And it's in this section, I teach you 3-step processes. I always do 3-step processes because they're easy to remember, they're easy to implement, and then they're easy to build momentum on. And so the EED process stands for Emotional Energy Diffusers. And what it means is, I teach you how to do it, but it's breathe, think, praise. So if you catch yourself in a moment of negative thinking and you're starting to get that overwhelming feeling where you're spiraling down, make the awareness of it first, catch it, and think to yourself, wait a minute, is this really real? And you do that by stopping for a second and you take in a breath, you pause, you let it out, and you think, is this really true? Is this just a limiting belief that I'm having right now? Is this just a negative thought? And then praise yourself for catching yourself in that moment, because in that moment, you have the opportunity to pivot the thought and make a different decision. You don't have to go down the rabbit hole, okay? So it starts on page 61, and I walk you through how to do this with any negative emotion. You know, if the fear, the anxiety, the worry, the doubt, the shame, the guilt, those are all just negative emotions, and they're limiting beliefs, and it's because of your negative thinking. So you can catch it by creating the awareness. Okay, that's key number 1. Key number 2 is belief. This is such a big one. I do so much work, and I've done workshops and hosted webinars and have done trainings about how to get rid of your limiting beliefs. Like I said earlier, those are trapped in the subconscious mind. They're not your fault, but you have to first create the awareness of it, and then you have to believe that there's another way to be. And I've shared this story before, and I'm going to share it again because it's so powerful. You know, there's a language school where the instructor makes all the students who are coming in to learn a new language, they spend the first week working on a new persona. They take on a different gender, a different age. They grew up in a different family. They grew up in a different country, completely different background. That's the persona they take on. And then they move into the language class and they pick up the language 5 times quicker. You know why? Because they don't have any limiting beliefs about themselves, that they check that at the door. So this is the same thing that we're talking about here. Beliefs are just thoughts you've been thinking over and over again. And the beautiful thing is you can change your beliefs. And I do a lot of work and teach ways on how to change those limiting beliefs. So number 1 was awareness. Number 2 is beliefs. Key number 3 to stop negative thinking, if you really want to keep it at bay, is building momentum. This is the key. It's creating a new habit. All successful people, all they do differently than anybody else who considers themselves not successful is they have developed different habits, better habits that serve them. So by building the habit of momentum to keep your negative thoughts at bay and replace them with positive, inspiring, uplifting, motivating thoughts is the key to your success. It's the key to a happy life. It's the way you release your attachment to these negative thinking thoughts that you have. That's what they are. You just have attachments to them. It's in the subconscious. It's living in that database, okay? So how do you build momentum? you start a new routine. Like you build the muscles in your body, like you feed your body every day with food and water and nutrition, you need to start feeding the subconscious mind positive, uplifting thoughts to negate the negative ones. And so as soon as you have that awareness, you change the belief and you start building the momentum, you will get rid of those negative beliefs. So you guys, isn't this so powerful? All right, so let me review what we talked about today, all right? First thing we said is we dispelled the myths, okay, about stopping your negative thinking. Number one myth was there's nothing wrong with you, because there is nothing wrong with you. You just haven't had the right tools and resources to make this change. And number two myth is this is just the way you've always been, so this is the way you're always going to be. And we know that that's not true. That change is a decision. And the moment you decide to make a change is the moment it starts. Then it takes the awareness, the belief, and then the momentum to move that forward. So you got to be committed to you. All right. So what I've talked about and shared with you today about how to stop these negative thoughts and your negative thinking, I just barely scratched the surface, and I gave you a powerful process that's available in my book. If you want it, you can go to Amazon.com and search I Have Today with Find Your Passion, Purpose, and Smile Finally, and it's available there, okay? So that process is in there among some others. But what I really want to share with you is how you could make a powerful transformational change like within the next 30 days by finding out more about getting your own personalized mantra meditations. Now, this is a process that I developed for my clients, and each one of them has experienced major, massive transformation in their lives, diseases cured, love found, massive money in abundance, complete career changes, so many things. The list goes on and on and on. And it happens so fast because what it does is it goes in and it gets rid of those negative beliefs that you have and the negative thinking that you have. And it reprograms it and opens you up to dream bigger and experience your life the way it was intended to be lived. And I'm telling you, it is so incredibly awesome. So what it's called is it's a rapid mindset shift, and it's a 30-day program, and I create your own personalized mantra meditation for you. So this is how powerful it is. The reason why it works so fast is because it's customized to you. You're not listening to some random general meditation or mantra meditation or hypnosis on the internet that has nothing to do with what's personally going on with you. You and I work together, and I create it customized for you. So that's why it works so fast, number one. Number two, we get rid of all that crap from the past and replace it with positive language. And so that changes the way you think and you operate in your life. And all of a sudden you're dreaming bigger and you're happier and you're inspired. But here's the key. The key to this rapid mindset shift is it's very strategic in when and where you listen to it. That's where the massive transformation comes in. So I explain all that in the program with you. So what you're going to get out of that is personalized time with me. You're going to get your personalized mantra meditation that you listen to every day. It's going to create that awareness. It's going to change that belief, and it's going to build that momentum. And you are going to see your life shift within 30 days or less. I had a client of mine tell me she'd been in therapy for 10 years, and this program did more for her in 30 days than 10 years of therapy. So it's available at my website at dianeforster.com. Go to the coaching page and sign up while it's on special, because right now we are doing it at a discounted rate. But I'm telling you got to act fast, be an action taker, because I only have a limited number of them, because I do them custom for each client. All right. And so if you want a sample of what a generic one will do for you, go to the website and download my free money mantra meditation. That is a generic one, and that'll start changing your abundance thinking about money right away. And if you like that, imagine what the customized one is going to do for you, the personalized one with the rapid mindset shift. So I invite you to go do that. Go to my website at dianeforster.com and look on the coaching page and sign up for your Rapid Mindset Shift program right away. All right, so that's it for this week's episode of I Have Today on how to stop that negative thinking. You guys, life is too short. You only have today. Don't waste another moment of your precious life living with negative thinking. You've got to get ahead of it. You've got to create the awareness of it, change those beliefs, build the positive momentum, and start living in the abundance that you came here to live, okay? That you don't have a moment to waste. So don't forget, get my book at Amazon.com. I Have Today, Find Your Passion, Purpose, and Smile, and learn how to do the EED process. And more importantly, go to my website at DianeForster.com, go to the coaching page, and sign up for your Rapid Mindset Shift and watch the miracles that show up in your life immediately. That's it. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.